Hello grade 12s. Today I am working through a past paper. I'm taking a look at the 2017 IEB final paper 2, and I'm looking at the mechanism which is part of the Loki in question 2. The IEB have been quite consistent in this type of shape that they've given, where they have a circle, and we know that the main function of the locus is to work out what happens for one full revolution. So we've got the circle, which we will divide into our segments or pizza slices. We'll have the rod that's attached at some point to this pivot point. So the pivot point, and the clue is here, is that this is going to be rocking backwards and forwards. So the common shape, the circle, the rod, this is going to be a semicircle, and we need to plot what will happen to point P over here. So what I want to do is start by drawing my semicircle and divide up our circle. Now, because this was a 2.1 and 2.2 type of question, it would mean that for 2.1 they've asked a cam, and if you look at the mark allocation here, it's only 15 marks, so the total for the question 2 is 40, so 25 marks for the cam, 15 marks for your mechanism. We want to look at spending not more than 15 minutes on this. I'm going to start at 12:35, and my goal is to finish by 12:50. Please make sure you stick to that time frame, and make sure you are also able to complete your mechanism in 15 minutes. I have put in my divisions. I like to label them. The direction they said was clockwise, so I've put in an arrow showing the direction. I'm going to then just follow that. So there's my point 1, 2, and carry on labeling. And we finish back at 12 there. I've also put in my semicircle. Now the key here is they've given us that the measurement here from B to D is 30, then we've got this line going perpendicular. So my key here is that this distance here is going to stay the same, and they want to find out what happens when we move it to 1, to 2, to 3, to 4, to 5, to 6, to 7, and all the way around as it stays attached to the semicircle. I'm going to set up my compass to that distance of A and B. And I'm going to go to my first point, and I'm going to mark it off. Here was point B0, this is point B1. So what I now want to do is check my distance here. This distance is 120. Now I'm going to my next point, and I'm going to line it up with point 1, line it up with B1. So there's A1 lined up with B1, and I need to extend this line 30. So there it's hitting B1, 10, 20, 30. Here is my extension. Now what I like to then do is just line up my ruler or T-square. So what I'm going to do here is I'm lining up, let me do it from the other side, I'm lining up where 230 and is in line with this line, and I then need to make a line 20 millimeters long. So there's 10, 20, and mark it off. So this over here is giving me point P1. So it's not the perfect method to try and get that line perpendicular, and I just think it will be close enough and accurate enough if you've got a nice ruler. We're going to repeat the process. I'm going to point 2, make a mark on my semicircle, that gives me point B2, line up A2 with B2, draw that line in and extend it 30. Where that line then hits, I'm lining that up with the long line of my numbering here, and I'm extending that, and I'm hoping that's fairly perpendicular, and that is giving me point P2. Now it's a process of just repeating this. There is B3, line up 3, A3 with B3. Here's where it's extended. Here is where it's 30. Line up my ruler now and extend that 20. And let's do 0.4. B4. Line up A4 with B4 and extend that distance of 30. Line that up, draw my perpendicular line of 20, and there is P4. And there's P5, line up A5 with P5, extend that line at a distance of 30, at that point line it up and extend that line 20, giving me P5. Okay, I'm on my way back now. So there is B6, line up A6 with B6 and extend it. Line up your line and project that 20, giving me P6. Here is B7, line up A7 with B7, extend it into, there is my distance of 30, line that up and project distance of 20. We need P7. And B8. I'm going to try and speed this up a little bit now. There's B9. B10. B11 and 12 and 0 is at this point. If we just follow them now, and this is why I like to label, so there is B11, lining it up with B11, extend that line, there is the 30, line up 30, and project. Here is where the point is, giving me P11, here is P12, okay, 10, lining up with 10, extend it, line that up, project a line of 20, and there's P10, so P10 and P11 very close to each other there. P9, lining it up, sorry, that's A9, line that up with B9, there is 30, mark that off, and there is P9. Eight, line that up with B8, and 30, project this across 20, and there's P8. So I'll just try and check all your points here. So there's 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and XP. Okay, so let's go with that. Here is 12, here is 11, so we want to get that out curved a little bit. Eleven, 10, 9, 8. I'm going to come here to 5. So here is 5. 6, 7, 8. Come around from 5 to 4, 3, 2, 1, and close that off. And there is the locus for your 2017 IAB final paper. The time is 12:47, so I have finished with 3 minutes to spare, which I can then include in another drawing.